This is everything you need to know about today's update. Now, first things first, let's unlock everything that there is inside of this new mode. First things you want to have in your inventory is some cord and vines. Grab yourself a stack of plank because you are going to need those for the barn house, and then grab yourself a stack of granite as you will need this for a grill. Once you guys do this, the barn will unlock. This is where your animals go into, and then when you take a look at your building parts area, you will see that there are now new shack floors available, whether those are thin, big floors, large floors, small floors. Every type of floor now for the shack has been added into the game, as well as a new set of stairs, fences, and different things like that. Now, the barn is actually extremely easy to use. All that you want is 10 planks in your inventory, which you should already have, and then you're gonna place this down on your village. If you guys have the corn and everything that you guys needed, it should automatically unlock the animal treat recipe, which can be made simply by using a grill. That's gonna take 5 vines and 3 corn, and that 1 piece of treat is actually going to be enough to grab any animal that you want. And we have so much to actually break down today, so if this video hits 750 likes, I'll give an Anarchy Acres build Lego set to somebody down in the comment section. Now, I will say it seems like they increased the rate of animals in the game as pigs have been added into the game. We see a ton of them all over the map. In order to go ahead and get one of these as a pet or as like a little village or animal, you want to put your treat into your inventory and walk up to that animal like as if you are going to pet them. The pet button will be the exact same, and you will feed them, and those hearts will show up on top of their head. You don't need to pet them. Once those hearts are up there, that means that they will follow you back to your village. All that you want to do is similar to what a bed is like for your villagers. Walk up to your barn, and you could then assign that animal to that barn. Not only can you do that, but you could also rename them. Obviously, most of us, especially for the pig, are going to rename them as Stinker, as that probably makes the most sense for this animal. Now, a lot of you guys probably looked at the item shop today and you did not see the Anarchy Acres build set inside of the shop. That's because it doesn't release officially until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This image right here not only shows those builds, but you also can see a brand new lighthouse build that we will be getting in the shop later on. That's not yet confirmed by Epic, but this is the leaked image of what was added into this update. So the Anarchy Acre builds are those tan type builds that we could see in the bottom right side, and then in that top side is going to be the brand new lighthouse builds that we're going to get as well. Now, you do actually need to take care of this animal and feed them, or else they'll leave your village. So something you need to do is give them different types of foods. Just because you used corn in order to make an animal treat doesn't mean that is what they need to eat. You can give them any type of food, and just kind of like what the fish were like when you put them into the food processor, the animals act the same way. If I give Stinker 1 piece of corn, he'll give me a mushroom in return. If I give him a piece of bread, he'll give me a slurp juice. So every animal actually kind of has different rarities as to what they're going to give you based on what food you use. Now, another update is the UI on the hub, which I talked about yesterday, but this makes things a little bit nicer. You guys can see that residence button now says 6 out of 10. They did increase the villager limit to allow 7 villagers at your village. On this screen here, you can see I have 5 villagers and a pig, but 2 more of those spots show a villager and an animal, which means you could have either or. So that means you could have 7 villagers and 3 animals, 6 villagers and 4 animals, 5 villagers and 5 animals, or anything similar to that. So they did increase the limit with your villagers up to 30 as well. And as far as your animals go, you can have 50 of them per world. You can also actually change the color of your village, and then you could change the name of your village similar to what you did with your animals, and every single time that you show up to your village, it'll actually pop the name up and the logo that you chose to show when you arrive. Now, another pretty random one is that doors actually automatically open for you. So you no longer have to walk through doors and press a button in order to open them. You do need to press it in order to close them, but Now when walking through doors, they just automatically open, which is pretty cool. But on top of that new UI, again, you do get more villager rooms. So every single one of you guys in your village areas, make sure that you guys go and place down some more beds. As like I said, if you guys find brand new villagers in the area, you could actually go and talk to them and then add them into your village. So I was able to find Ash, who is a brand new one, but you guys could also see if I wanted to, I could get Sprocket and ask Sprocket to live at my village as well. So 7 villagers working on different items or working on different jobs is a huge help. Now, like I mentioned earlier, giving these animals different types of food actually helps out a ton. So when I give him this raspberry here, Stinker works at a normal speed. So that means that about 20 minutes or like one game day, he should have 1 piece of food back in return to me. Now, the nice thing about having more villagers is you don't have to disrupt the 5 villagers that you already had on the job. You can go into the help your villager section. You would think this would show up as a food job, but it doesn't. So I thought if it's not in there, maybe it's in refined jobs, but it's not. But there's now a new job that is called take care of the animals. And your villagers will now take care of these animals to ensure that they stay happy and they're not going to sit there and be unhappy staying at your village. But you can see Stinker worked fast and actually got me a slurp juice for 1 raspberry. Now I give him a piece of bread, and then later on tonight, I'll find out exactly what that gives. Now, I was actually able to find a bear. They are incredibly rare in this game right now. I searched for a little bit of time and just could not find one. A few things that I will say is that they work faster than a brute. I would think their attacks are definitely faster than a brute, but you guys can see he's taking down my villager very quickly. But the problem with them is they don't do much damage to you. I think that a grasslands bear does half of a heart, and I believe that a snow biome does 2 hearts. They're an incredibly weak creature. And the other thing that was kind of bugged, I tried to get it for the video to see how they would interact in your village, but it seems like they won't cross down into different biomes. So I tried to do little tricks and get him to kind of do his little jumping attack towards me, but he always stopped right before he would get close to the shore biome. So unless you have your animals specifically in the grasslands, I don't think the bear encounters are actually going to happen to you. So if you're in the shore biome or the dry valley, I think your animals are pretty much always safe. But if you're in the grasslands or the snow biome, either one of those bears can come to your village.